heads of study programs, all lecturers, and of course our students already here, yeah, both in Zoom or even live via YouTube. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, why I am so happy and want to bring the happy vibes for this event, because today marks a historic milestone, yeah, for us, Universitas Dian Nuswantoro, as we celebrate a new chapter in global learning collaboration with Coursera, of course, one of the world's leading online education platforms. So it is a very honored. But before we begin, maybe we want to give a big picture about our university. So, Dian Nuswantoro University already achieved excellent accreditation, and we already also houses advanced research laboratories that serve as centers of strategic collaboration, national and global industry partners. We already recognized in the QS World University rankings, and at times higher education as an internationally reputable university. And of course, we already have many inspiring graduates, yeah, from athletes to young CEO. We already have that. So it's a kind of big picture about our university. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we cannot wait to have this event to open. So that's why we want to officially open today's event. And we want to open it with a welcome remarks that will be delivered by our rector of Universitas Dian Nuswantoro. So for that, we invite Professor Pulung Nurtantio Andono MCom. The spot is yours, Professor.
Thank you, Ibu Naiza Rosalia. How are you? You good?
I'm fine. We're excited.
A greeting from Tokyo.
Wow, hi Tokyo there. So this is a very international event, yeah. Tokyo, Indonesia, and with the Coursera.
Yeah, distinguished guest and our esteemed representative from Coursera. First and foremost, let us express our gratitude to Almighty God for the blessings that allow us to gather here today for the official launch of Coursera for Campus at Universitas Dian Nuswantoro. This event marks an important milestone in our journey toward a more open, flexible, and globally connected learning environment. The presence of Coursera at Udinus is not just an additional learning facility, but a transformative opportunity, empowering both our student and lecturer to access world-class course and certification from top university and industries such as Stanford, Google, IBM, and many more. Through Coursera, our academic community can now earn international certificate and micro credentials that are globally recognized. These micro credentials serve as a tangible evidence of global competence, enhancing student portfolio, strengthening their employability, and validating specific skills that are highly relevant to the industries. From data analytics, AI, and machine learning, project management to digital marketing, and etc. This program fully aligns with Udinus' vision of becoming a world-class university, adaptive to technology change and responsive to the needs of the modern world. By integrating micro-credential into our learning ecosystem, Udinus is preparing graduates who are not only academically strong, but also ready to compete internationally with global recognized competencies. And to all our students, I would like to say, take this opportunity seriously. Don't stop at registration. Complete your courses, earn your certificates, and use the knowledge and micro-credential you gain to create real impact in your research project and future careers. And finally, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the Coursera team, our universities, and everyone who made this collaboration possible. May this partnership mark the beginning of a meaningful journey toward a more open, innovative, and globally competitive higher education. Thank you so much, Ibu Naiza.
Thank you so much, Professor Pulung. Can we give a round of applause to Professor Pulung? Yeah, that already all the way in Tokyo, but still his heart is for collaboration between Udinus and Coursera, of course. And he already mentioned how all the students that already here also in this Zoom or YouTube that watch this event to manage and also to how to make this collaboration meaningful for our career and for our future. Okay, thank you once again, Professor Pulong. And next, we will continue our agenda for today, ladies and gentlemen. We are delighted to hear from our global partner. And we will have a keynote that will be delivered by Managing Director of Coursera for Enterprise Asia Pacific. And for that, we invite Mr. Asutov Gupta maybe to give the keynote speech.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, fantastic. Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, congratulations to your team Udinus on this launch. It's fantastic to be on this journey with all of you. The world is all about skills, and with this collaboration, we are hopeful and we are optimistic that all students will get a chance to acquire the right skills to be successful in this new world. My name is Ashutosh Gupta. I'm Managing Director for Coursera for India and Asia Pacific. I'm joining today from Thailand, so it's truly global with Professor Pulung joining from Tokyo, all of you in Indonesia. So it's a truly global set of people coming together. Before I start, can I request Shikha or Khushbu to start sharing slides? One of you can
I will.
share. Yeah.
I will actually.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So, as we start this collaborative journey and as we launch together, I just wanted to share a few of my thoughts on future of learning and work. As managing director for Coursera, I get an opportunity to talk to a lot of educators, policymakers, and I want to share what I have learned with each one of you. And hopefully, as you start this journey, there are a few things you can keep in mind. So let's go to the next slide. So this is United Nations SDG goals. Each one of you, I'm sure, very familiar with it. Quality education is number 4, and that's why it's called the SDG 4 education. And what happens because of the education, it's just not about the skills, but education helps to move humanity forward. It is the thing that helps us understand and manage our climate. It is the thing that helps us and understand and manage our health. And it is the thing that can reduce inequality and build strong, just institutions. So the role of quality education is very important. And that's where we are here together, collaborating so that we can provide the quality online learning. But again, education has so much more from an impact perspective, which is evident in this slide. So, the future of learning and my role, as I said earlier, because I get a chance to talk to so many different educators, so many policymakers, that and government representatives, that the world is changing, the future of learning and work is changing a lot. Everybody is in a way enthralled, but also to some degree more fearful, but in general more optimistic about the possibilities of impact of technology advancements, and very, very specifically generative AI, which we are going to talk about in few minutes. Countries and leaders of countries are very interested in potential economic impact and opportunities and upside to the economic opportunities because of this new technologies and the possibilities which generative AI will bring. So across the world, people are both cautious and very optimistic about generative AI and the impact it will have on education and work. If we go to next slide, you will see, what is fundamentally different about generative AI right now is the adoption. So if you look at the slide, different technologies have taken different time to get to 100 million users. Telephone took 90 years, electric 70 years, mobile took 16 years. Chat GPT, since its launch, had 100 million users in just 2 months, right? And they were like, they're right now, I think if I'm not wrong, as of July, they're like 800 million weekly active users. So that acceleration of adoption has been very, very much there with generative AI. And when such fast acceleration happens for organizations, there are two kind of things which are very important, right? One is the technical agility, which is ability to adapt the technology and bring fundamentally change the processes which the organizations is working on, which is just the technology adoption. But the second bit is the very much important, which is the talent agility, which includes the ability of an organization to learn, change, and grow in the face of the opportunities that arise from this change. Organizations must be able to not only redesign strategies but also to execute those strategies using new technologies, new systems, new processes. And who does all of this? It's the people who work for those companies, for those organizations that bring about the change. So I think technical agility and a talent agility both are very, very important to make sure that we leverage the change, we increase revenue and productivity, and we deliver profitability and shareholder value. So, if we go, countries are thinking about this change, and this change will have a positive impact on the global economy by 2030. There's a very good possibility of adding 15 trillion to the global economy, which is like roughly 14% GDP increase. And there's generative AI will bring gains across regions, and especially in Asia. If you do one more click, there is a humongous impact which will happen in developed Asia and in our country. So generative AI can potentially unlock 4.5 trillions in economic value by 2038 in APAC. That's a very sizable impact to the global economy, and especially in APAC. And if we click further, we'll see that in Indonesia, Gen AI can potentially drive $243 billion productive capacity. So Gen AI touches every sectors: financial services, technology, retail, tourism. It has an impact in each of these sectors. And all of these sectors, when they leverage Gen AI, they can bring productivity gains, which can add up to 243 billions, right? So massive change. We're all going through this massive change in the world, and it's our important duty to embrace and learn the right skills to be successful here. So Indonesians are already stepping forward, and they're embracing business, digital, and AI skills. Coursera has university partners and industry partners which are providing you the educational content to learn those skills. Examples being Stanford, Yale, industry partners like Google, IBM, and Meta, right? They bring the content for each one of you to learn as well as gain the micro credentials or professional certificates to be more successful. So Indonesians are very, very progressive there. And as we can see, in Gen AI, the enrollments have increased 1,158%. That's a massive increase in enrollments. When you look at globally, it's 1,060. So actually, Indonesia is leading globally on the enrollments, which is amazing, and that's the right thing to do. We have to embrace the new technology, learn the new technology. If we do another click, uh, you know, Indonesia again and Southeast Asia, third highest enrollments on Gen AI courses on Coursera. So all these data points point toward the fact that people are learning the right skills. They're enrolling to learn Gen AI, and that change has to be like embraced, and so that we become successful as the world changes. Indonesians are also unlocking new economic opportunities. So Indonesia needs 9 million digital workers over the next 15 years, which is 600,000 digitally capable talent per year. And workers in Indonesia use any of level of digital skills, earn 93% higher salaries as compared to 61 to 65% in APAC. So again, I think through these data points, what we are emphasizing is that acquiring the right skills, adopting the technology, gaining those skills will help each one of us to be more productive and successful as we go through this world of change. Uh, let's go to the next slide. And as the media is also sharing that Indonesia has accelerated digital transformation with their adoption to achieve golden Indonesia by 2045. So it's important that to keep up with the change and match the pace of the change as we go through some of this. On Coursera, we are also seeing very similar trends. Number of registered learners on Coursera from Indonesia is right now 1.8 million, which has seen a steady increase over the last many years. And that shows the impact of online learning for countries like Indonesia. If you look at the number of enrollments, there are 2.9 million, which has also seen a very steady and a sharp increase over the last few years, validating the importance of online learning in Indonesia. And the learners, as they adopt an online learning, they're seeing the benefits. 80% of learners say learning on Coursera has benefited their career. 98% of learners say that on Coursera they have reported experiencing personal benefits. And 99% of learners who learn on Coursera say they intend to continue to learn. And that's fantastic because as world changes, learning is a lifelong journey. It's not about one course, it's not about one enrollment and one certificate. It's very, very important to make learning a part of everyday learning. So these are the few messages I wanted to share with each one of you. Thank you for having me here. And now I will pass it on to Khushbu, who is going to further share how at Coursera we are thinking about the future and the promise of online learning. So Khushbu, over to you.
Thank you, Ashutosh. Um, Very warm good afternoon to all the leadership, faculty members, and students at Udinus once again. So as Ashu rightly explained, right, there's a massive disruption happening when it comes to technology adoption across the globe, and Indonesia is leading some of these changes across the Asia Pacific region. We are thrilled to be partnering with Udinus to bring all of these opportunities to the students and faculty members. And what I'm going to be touching upon is to give you a brief overview of what the Coursera ecosystem comprises and what are the resources that you have available, you have access to as learners, right? So if we look at, before I dive in, I just want to understand, from a few of you, you can just share your responses in chat or you can unmute yourself. What are some of the most important factors for you to consider when you choose an online certification? The reason I ask this is because I want to get a sense of what matters to you as a learner, right? So perhaps if Pak Abdul or Pak Pulung, you can take the lead and share if you've done online certifications in the past. What have been some of the most important factors that you consider, or if any of the faculty members or students would like to share?
Hello, Khushbu. I
Hello,
think
Pak Farid.
most of us still hearing and maybe not fluently in English. So
Okay.
yeah, factor for consider when choosing online certification. Yeah, from reputable provider, we think like that. Okay,
Okay.
that's from me. Maybe the other can answer.
Yeah, Mrs. Kumar, I think why we choose Coursera online courses because it compiles online courses from a very respected university in the world, such as in the from Stanford, etc. So we can learn from the advanced institution in higher education in the world. I think this is the most significant why we choose Coursera for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Russell. Thank you for sharing that. So let's dive into looking at Coursera as a learning ecosystem, right? So Coursera is not just a medium that's bringing all of this content to you. Coursera essentially is an ecosystem where we have learners, we have educators, and we have institutions, right? It's where the learning is happening both ways. Learners are taking courses on Coursera, they're sharing their feedback, they're sharing their experiences of interacting with that content. And proactively, these educators and these institutions are listening to that feedback and making changes to that content, updating that content proactively, right? So if we look at learners, which is our first pillar, there are over 183 million registered learners on Coursera. We have over 350 educator partners, which comprises both university partners like Yale, Michigan, Stanford, and so on, and then industry partners like Google, IBM, Salesforce, Meta, professors and faculty members from these university partners, so that's academia, and then working professionals from these industry partners. These are individuals that are actually applying all of this learning into solving practical problems. They are the ones creating this content on Coursera, right? So to add to Pakrustad and Pakfarik's comments on what's the most important factor, this is where we come into play, where we partner with some of the most esteemed universities and industries in the world today to bring this content for your learners. And then we also work with institutions, which are governments, businesses, and universities like Udinus, to take all of this content to your learners and provide these opportunities for skilling in these different in-demand domains. Right? So that's entirely an ecosystem that you're going to be a part of starting today. Once again, if we look at where Coursera sits in this entire picture, on the one hand, there is content coming from academia. So these are some of the most reputed logos that you can see on the left. CU, Princeton, Yale, Stanford, Michigan, and so on. And on the other hand, we have professionals working in the industry that are applying these learnings to solving practical problems in the world today. Coursera sits right in the middle of this entire ecosystem. So you get to learn from academics and you get to learn from the industry, right? You get to learn the concepts and you get to learn some of these new technologies from an academic standpoint, and then you understand how professionals are applying this in the practical world. If we talk in terms of domains, there is content, and this includes courses, projects, professional certifications across these 11 domains, starting with data science, computer science, IT and cloud technologies, business and leadership, marketing, public health, personal development, life sciences, language learning. So essentially, there is no limit to what you can learn on Coursera, right? And once again, one of the things that we emphasize on is multidisciplinary learning. So you may be an engineering student, and you may be doing a specialization in artificial intelligence, for instance, but perhaps you want to step into a leadership role a few years into your career, right? You might want to understand the basics of business and leadership, right? How to communicate your knowledge to an audience, how to present to an audience, how to lead a team, how to lead discussions within your teams, right? So for all of this, you can take up courses within the business and leadership domain. Or you might want to work on, you might be a brilliant engineer, really skilled in your craft, but you might struggle with presenting in front of an audience, which is a very, uh, I would say, a common concern a lot of students face. I was a student who was a slightly shy in front of audiences, and I've done a lot of these courses on Coursera, which are wonderful in terms of preparing you in how to present to an audience, right? How to present to executives that are sitting in front of you, waiting to hear from you. So these are some of the domains that you will have access to on Coursera. And we encourage you to not just learn within your core domains, but also take up some courses, take up some projects outside your core domains so that you have that multidisciplinary learning experience and you're gaining skills beyond just your core, your core subjects as well. Now, before we move to the next section, I'd again like to put a question to the audience. How can Coursera partner with you on your career journey? So I'd like to hear from you. What are some of the areas where you feel today where there's a gap perhaps in learning, or you'd just like to add on to your existing learning? And what are some of the areas where we can help you? Probably if any of the faculty members or students would like to share. Ultimately, this is a platform for you. You're the learners. You have to take up these courses, and you have to let us know how we can support you with your learning journey. Since we're getting started today, I'd love to hear from some of you. If you have some early thoughts on, some of the areas perhaps that you've identified where we can help you.
Okay. This is
Yes,
interesting.
Gunaiza.
Okay, Mrs. Gusbo. I mean, this is interesting, the collaboration between Udinus and Coursera, since we already hear about how many, how huge potential that Indonesia has with AI and everything. And so I have the a vision that Coursera can give me, like, or can give us a lot of a new skill, like we can unlock the future, unlock our skill, our new skill, so that we can enter the new industry, if we say the AI industry. And of course, this will be the benefit for the students also, that maybe in 1 or 2 years again, in the future, they will graduate and they will go to the industry. They really need to have those either hard skill or soft skill. And I think we will get it from Coursera. And of
Thank
course,
you.
with the
Thank you.
certification.
Thank you, Bunaiza. That's a very valid point. Thank you for sharing that. And I completely agree with you. The ultimate goal is for us to prepare students to be industry ready, right? When they are graduating from Udinus, they should be the first choice for recruiters that are visiting your campus. So to the industries where they are going and appearing for interviews and eventually joining and starting their careers, right? So very valid point. Thank you for sharing that. Now, on this note, you know, keeping that in mind, I want to put this slide on there just to give you an understanding of what are the kind of content that's available on Coursera. Coursera is designed for you as an end user, right? So keeping the learner in mind, there are different formats that you can take up on Coursera. You're not restricted by time as such. What I mean by that is, if say you want to very quickly understand a concept, you can just search for the keywords there and you can get something, you can get results for something called clips. So these are very short videos between 5 to 7 minutes where you get a good understanding, a definition of a particular concept, right? You can also use this in a flipped classroom model where faculty members can play certain clips in the middle of their classrooms to help students understand certain concepts. Then there's something called guided projects. So these again provide a hands-on learning experience to students where you can learn tools very quickly. So say as an engineering student, I'm working on a project where I have to do some data visualization. I need to prepare some dashboards and I have a set of raw data. I need to prepare a presentation where I'm putting forth that data in a presentable manner with some data-driven insights that I can draw from that data, right? So you can take up projects, for example, Looker. If you want to learn Looker as a tool for data visualization, there is a wonderful guided project. You can launch that project on your Coursera accounts. What happens in a guided project is you have a split screen. So you have the instructor teaching on one half of the screen, and you can launch the tool in a cloud environment on the other half of the screen. You don't have to download any softwares, you don't have to install anything. You can practice hands-on as the instructor is teaching you. And these are between 1 to 2 hours in duration. So again, it's not a very heavy time investment. The students that are specifically for their second and third and fourth years that are looking to learn a lot of these tools that they're going to be using in their project work and after they graduate in their jobs as well, guided projects is an excellent content form for them to take up, to learn some of these tools and also practice them while learning. Then there are courses, of course, where you pick a particular skill and you start building your proficiency in that skill. So courses are at different levels of proficiency. There are beginner level courses, there are intermediate, and there are advanced level courses, right? And based on where you are at in a particular skill, you can select these courses and enroll into them. Once again, these take anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks to complete. So there's a slightly longer time commitment, but again, you're diving deep into one particular skill and you're learning, the concepts and the practical applications in that skill. Then there are specializations and professional certifications. These are intended for deep skilling. So you will also you'll also get exposure to some of these, and your faculty members have selected some of these that you will be taking up through the course of the next few semesters. Essentially, a specialization or a professional certification is where you're going through a set of courses. You start with a beginner level course and then you dive into more intermediate and advanced level concepts. And you finish it with a capstone project, which tests your understanding and how much you've grasped from those courses that you've taken before that, right? So these are meant for deep skilling, and this is where you really hone into your skill. And these are also a validation of your skill proficiency. So at the end of completion, when you get your specialization certification or your professional certification, you can display that on your resumes, on your social profiles to signal your proficiency in that set of skills, right? These again take a few months to complete depending on the nature and the complexity of the topic. But these are again very, very useful if you're looking to deep skill in a particular domain. Again, as an example here, say you are a computer science engineering undergraduate student and you want to specialize in machine learning, right? There are some wonderful specializations coming from IBM that you can enroll into, where you go through the entire set of courses and do a capstone project at the end. So these are some of the content, and it's in stackable format, right? So let's say you've taken a course, you want to dive a little bit deeper into some of the concepts. You can also enroll into a specialization, which includes that course, right? So you do the remaining courses and you complete your capstone project and you earn your specialization completion certificate. So I just wanted to put this out there that we have the intent to cater to different students and meet them where they are at their journey. If you want to learn a tool quickly, take up a project. If you want to do a course, you can do that. If you want to really spend a few months deep skilling in a particular domain, you have that opportunity as well, right? Now, this is an example of a guided project, and Shikha is going to show this to you when we move to the demonstration in just a few minutes. This is actually how a guided project looks, right? So you have the tool, the instructor teaching you a particular tool on one half of the screen, and you can launch the tool on the other half of the screen and practice this. These are some of the examples of guided projects that are available on Coursera. There are over 3,500 guided projects available, so you have a huge library to select from. Now, when it comes to professional certification, apart from the fact that they offer you learning opportunities for deep skilling, they are also globally recognized for their quality and rigor. So if we talk about, accreditations, 19 of the micro-credentials or professional certifications that we have that come from industry partners, they are recognized by ACE and they are recommended in the United States, right? 12 of these micro-credentials are recognized by FIBA, and they are recognized in 49 countries across Europe with the ECTS system, which is the European Credit Transfer System. So you're not just deep skilling, you're actually earning credits, which you can then use for your higher studies if you intend to. Right? So this is an additional benefit of taking up some of these professional certifications. And I just wanted to put it out there to show you, if you look at some of these domains, there are software and IT roles, data roles, business roles, and these are the ones that you see here with a tiny, highlight on the top, the ones that are ACE recommended and the ones that are ECTS recommended, right? You will have all of this information. So we've briefed the team that is working with us, your faculty members, and the content that will be selected for you to take up through the next few semesters is keeping in mind some of these considerations, and you will be taking up some of these certifications that will not just help prepare you for the job market, but also earn you credits that you can then use for your higher studies. Once you complete a guided project or a course or a professional certifications, this is the kind of certificate that will be issued to you, right? So this showcases skill, competency, and knowledge, and this will give details of what you have learned during that course. So this particular certificate that you see here is a specialization certificate in machine learning. You can see the set of courses that the student has completed, and it also gives a bit of detail around what the student has gone through as a part of the specialization, right? So again, signaling the rigor and the quality of learning that the student has had on Coursera. These are certificates that once again you can use as a part of your resume, or you can display on your social profiles, on LinkedIn and so forth, which again signals your mastery of that particular skill, of that particular topic, to potential recruiters and to your colleagues and faculty. With that, I'll pass it on to Shikha to give you a live demonstration on the platform. Shikha, over to you.
Thank you so much, Kushbu. A very warm good afternoon to all the faculty members, students, and leadership present on the call. I believe that by now you're very well aware of, how the landscape of learning is in Indonesia specifically, and what all Coursera has to offer for, the learning and development of students and faculty at Udinus. What we are going to do next is we will take a quick demonstration. So we will look at the platform. We'll understand, first of all, how students and faculty members can log into Coursera. So while some faculty members already have the access, students have been given access today. So we'll quickly share the steps with them. And along with that, there's more help available in the form of guides and video tutorials that you can also use to understand the login steps for Coursera. We'll then move into the live platform and see how can you search for content, how can you, take the courses, how can you take support from some of the AI features which are available on Coursera for learners and teachers. We'll also talk about the learner support facility available on Coursera. So in case you ever get stuck while learning on the course, how you can get quick support from our team and resolve those issues. And we'll also keep some time for Q&A at the end in case anyone has any questions, not just about the platform, but also about anything else that we have shared today. So with that, let me first start with the login steps. So I will share step-by-step guide on how you can access your Coursera program. So first of all of you have been divided into different classes that have been created on the Coursera platform based on the teachers. And what we're going to do is we're going to send you email invites from Coursera to join these programs or classes. These email invites are already in your inboxes. So you need to go and check your Udinus email inboxes. And what you can do is you can search for the email. You can just search for Coursera, or you can also search for the from email ID, which is no/reply@t.mail.coursera.org. The subject line is "You're invited to learn on Coursera." And please just note that for some of you, this email can also go into the spam folder depending upon your inbox settings. So don't forget to check your spam folder as well. This is what the email will look like. It will have your name and it will mention that you've been invited to join a particular program on Coursera. So the program name will differ for all of you based on which program you have been added to. You'll notice a Join Now button on the email, and you need to click on that Join Now button, and then you'll be redirected to the Coursera platform. We strongly suggest that when you're coming to the Coursera for the first time, you use your desktop. And after that, you can use the same set of username password on the mobile app as well. But for the first time activation, we strongly recommend and suggest that you use your laptops or desktop to accept your invite and join the Coursera program. Now, once you click on the Join Now link, the experience can differ based on two scenarios. So first is if you are all first-time users of Coursera. So this you're coming to the Coursera for the very first time using this email ID, then you will have to sign up. So very similar to how you sign up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, right? You create your account. So if you're a first-time learner, when you go to the platform, you will see an option called as join, or you can also click on login on the top right. And after clicking on either of these options, a modal will open up where you have to click on the sign up button. And then you have to create an account by entering your full name, the email ID on which you have received the invitation, and you have to create a password for yourself. So once you do this, you've signed up on the platform and it creates an account for you. Again, repeating that this is going to be the experience for the first-time users. Once you have entered your full name, your email ID, and your one-time password, you will be sending yourself a verification email. So it will say send a verification email to your email ID. This is what the email will look like. It will again come on the same email ID on which you received the email invite. Just click on that confirm email address button, and then your email ID is verified. After you've verified your email ID, then you will be redirected to the program again, and you will notice this join program button that you need to click on. And once you've clicked on it, now you're a part of Coursera program that has been assigned to you, and you can start learning. So just summarizing, for first-time users, you can simply click on the email invite join now button, then make sure you sign up by creating a password, by giving your full name and email ID. Make sure you verify your email address, and then you can join the program. After you've joined the program, you'll notice that you are on the Udinus Coursera program, and the best indicator to confirm that is you will see the Udinus logo on the top left corner. So if you're seeing this logo, it means you're in the right place. If you're not seeing this logo, then maybe you've missed some of the steps and you need to make sure you're following all the steps. Now let's consider the scenario where there are people who already have an account on Coursera with the same email ID. So if you already have an account on Coursera with your Udinus email ID, then you don't have to sign up again. You can use the same email ID and still join the Udinus program. Simply click on login. Again, this time don't sign up, just click on login, enter your email, enter your password, the existing password that you already have. In case you've forgotten that password, you can click on forgot password option and reset your password as well. And then simply you can click on join program and join the program. So it's much easier for those who already have an existing account on Coursera. Now, after you've done that step, you will land on a page that looks like this. Like I mentioned, this is your Coursera program, and the best indicator is to know that you can see a Udinus logo on the top left corner. What you'll all notice is that there have been certain courses which have been assigned to you for credit. These are mandatory courses that you need to do in the stipulated timeline communicated to you by your teachers, by your faculty members. So we've also indicated these courses on the platform. They're called as mandatory courses on the platform. And you will also notice the option on the top saying that you will earn credits once you complete these courses. These are credit eligible courses that you need to focus on first. That's why they've been put on the top of the homepage. So to start these courses, you simply need to open the course assigned to you. And the course assigned will differ based on the program assigned to you. So some of you will have different courses. Some of you will have 4 courses. Some of you will have 2 courses. So all of this will differ for each student. Now, once you open the course, you will notice that there's an enroll button. It will not ask you for any payment because the program is already sponsored by your university. So you just will see the enroll button that you need to click on. And once you've clicked on the enroll button, it will take you to the course page where you can immediately start learning. I will just give you a very quick overview of how Coursera courses are structured so that you can understand the experience inside a course as well. Pretty much all Coursera courses have a similar structure. They're divided into different modules. The number of modules can vary on each course. Some courses can have 5 modules, some courses can have 7, 8, 9. That will differ. But every course will have different modules. Think of these modules as chapters. So there are different chapters within this course. So now in each chapter, you will have different topics that will be covered. These topics will be covered through sometimes small videos. They can also be covered through reading items. So there can be a case study you're supposed to study. There will be some practice material for you. You might be asked to do a lab work. You might be asked to do some MCQ-based questions. So all of that will be a part of the course. You'll be given some practice assignments as well. And at the end of every module, you will likely get a graded assignment. So this is something which will only unlock once you've completed all the learning in the course. So it's mandatory for you to go through all the videos, all the reading items, all the practice material for you to unlock this end of the module assessment. And only once you've unlocked this end of module assessment, you will have to take it, you'll have to pass it. There are multiple attempts, so you don't have to worry about, if you don't pass it in one go, you have the option to go revise the content, and then you can again take the quiz. So it's not that you have to clear it in only one go. You can revise the content and come and take this again. But it is mandatory for you to complete these end of the module assignment. And because they are only going to open once you complete all the learning, it is mandatory for you to complete all the learning in the course too. So please don't skip anything, complete all the material, then attempt this quiz. If you don't pass it in one go, you can reattempt it after revising the content. You have to make sure that you are completing the graded assignment at the end of every module. Some modules may not have a graded assignment, that's also okay. But you have to complete all the graded assignments in all the modules to complete the course, to get the certificate, and to get the grades for the course. So that's how you need to structure your learning. You can go to the grades tab as well to see how many assignments are there which are graded. And then you have to understand that all of these are mandatory and you have to complete them. While you're learning within any module, let's say you're watching a video. So while watching a video, you have the option to read a transcript below as well. You can change the language of the transcript into, Indonesian languages as well. Similarly, while watching the videos on the course, you can change the subtitles. You can have subtitles again in the Indonesian language so that the understanding can become easier. You can also slow down the video if you feel that, you want to reduce the speed of the video. You can do all of that. You can fasten the speed of the video. Sometimes if the lecturer is speaking too fast, you can do all of these settings to ensure that you're able to match up the pace of the lecturer. So make sure you use these language options to get subtitles, to change the transcript language, to improve the understanding. You can, while watching all the videos or accessing any content in the course, you'll notice that there's something called a coach, which will keep appearing in the right-hand side. If it's not appearing by default, you can always click on this little tiny goggled icon on the top right, and the Coursera coach will pop up. This is again an excellent tool for you to personalize the learning for yourself. So let's say this video is explaining something to you and you want the content to be explained in simple terms. You can just say, explain this topic to me in simpler terms. And the coach will explain this to you in simpler terms. You can ask follow-up questions. You can say, okay, this is fine. I want to ask, what about this? I want to understand this concept in simpler terms. So you can go on, and whatever you don't understand, you can ask coach. It will simplify for you. You can also summarize the videos. If you want to get real life examples of what is being taught to you, you can ask coach. So there are many, many possibilities. Think of this as your personalized assistant and ask questions to it so that you can improve your learning and can have better context and can understand the topic really well, which is being taught. So just make sure you use the coach option and get a more contextualized learning for yourself. So this is what a course experience will look like. And once you've completed all the graded assignments, like my colleague Khushbu showed you earlier, you will be given a certificate. Now, all your certificates, where will they be? So I'll also show you quickly that. So you can click on your top right name option. And if you scroll below, you'll notice something called as accomplishments. So this is where you can go to find all the certificates that you have gained till age. Basically, coursera.org/accomplishments is the URL. And all the certificates that you have gained, by learning on Coursera, even before this program became active, if you were using the same email ID, you will find them all here. So accomplishments page is where all your certificates will be, and you can always go and get them in case you're looking for your certificates. Coming back, so I just showed you how you can do the mandatory courses which are assigned to you. But over and above that, we have given you access to full Coursera catalog, and you can learn once you've finished what is mandatory, you can learn another kind of courses and material as well based on how much time you have. All you have to do is just go here and search for that topic. For example, we have spoken so much today about Gen AI. Let's see if we can search about Gen AI. So if you want to learn about Gen AI, you can just type Gen AI in the search bar, and all the content on Coursera about Gen AI will come up. Then you can use some of our filters to find the relevant content. So like Khushbu was showing you earlier, if you just want to watch a very short video, you don't have time to do a full course, you can say short form video. And then you can watch maybe a 4-minute video, a 6-minute video, a 2-minute video on, different topics of AI based on what you're interested in, right? You can also do courses. So we've already seen what courses are like. So you can also search for specifically courses. If you want to do live projects, if you want to, practice AI, if you want to learn tools related to AI, then you can always click on projects and guided projects. And all the hands-on practice projects that we have, you can find them here. So these projects can be from different providers as well as from Coursera Project Network. Whichever is of interest, you can open and do it. One example that I'd like to maybe quickly show you is, let's say how you can do credit card fraud detection using Gen AI. It is a live project, a very important use case. So if you want to develop that project, maybe you can open this particular project. Again, same process. You can simply enroll in it. And once you've enrolled, you can start doing the projects. The projects are different from courses, so they will not have a lot of videos to teach the theoretical concepts. They will have more of hands-on element. There will be a lab where you can actually practice whatever is being taught to you. So I'll just quickly show you that lab experience as well. So this is a lab. This is Playground, very similar to ChatGPT or any other LLM tool you might have experienced in the past, where you can go and actually create a project and practice Gen AI. So this is what Playground is. You can type here, you can practice things here. You don't need a license, you don't need a software to do this. Everything is within Coursera. We'll give you step-by-step instructions as well on tasks on how to do this project. So you can actually use these instructions, and then, you can do the project on the left-hand side and actually gain a more hands-on experience as well. So this is what the projects are like. And then we have specializations, which are Microsoft or IBM about AI. You can also go and explore that. So this is how you can search for content and then use filters. You can also use a filter of, let's say, if you want to do a more advanced level course or a beginner level course, you can do that based on how much time you want to spend. If you have in mind that I only want to do courses from, let's say, IBM or Microsoft, you can also search using that. So this is how you can search for content and then experience it on the platform. Now I'd like to move to the last part, which is if you are stuck while doing courses on the platform, how do you get support from Coursera? So we have 24/7 premium support available for all of the learners and faculty members of Udinus, which means that you can directly reach out to Coursera support team and share your issue with them, and someone from the team will help you. To do that, you just need to either click on this question mark icon on the top right, or you can again click on the top right initial of your name and find this page called as Learner Help Center. So if you click on this, it will take you to a dedicated space created for learners, where we have a lot of articles that can help you resolve your issue. So you can maybe go through some of the articles. And if you want live help, if the articles are not enough and you want to share your issue with someone and get support on that issue, you will have 24/7 available chat support. So this chat icon will appear at all times in the top right sorry, bottom right corner. You can just click on it, share your issue, tell us what is bothering you. For example, you're not getting the certificate, your assignment is stuck, anything it is, you can just share about the topic and the description of the issue, etc. And then you can even share, like, in which language you want. We have Indonesian support language as well, so you can chat with the team in Indonesian support language as well. And then you can connect to the chat, and somebody from our team will help you resolve that issue through either live chat or through email by working with you closely. So this kind of support is available to all of you. Please make sure you use it whenever you're stuck at any point in time. And if this does not resolve your problem, then obviously you can escalate to your university team and they can come back to us. So again, coming back here, just recapping the learner resources, we have a learner help center, which will have chatbot. It will have a lot of articles as well. So you can actually use those articles as well. And there are some videos in the form of articles which you can also watch. And in case the chat is not working, there's a form as well which you can fill out, and then somebody will be in touch using that form with you. So chat is the most go-to option, but if chat is not working for some reason, you can fill out a form and let us know your issue as well. These kind of videos are also available. So how do you log into Coursera? How do you navigate Coursera? Basically, whatever I have spoken up today, it's available in the form of small videos on Coursera Learner Help Center as well. You can use that resource. Once you have, let's say, raised an issue, you can also see the status of this issue through Learner Help Center. You can go again on the top right and just go to My Cases and see what are the issues you have opened, if they're closed, if they're still being worked on, so you can check the status of your case as well. So with that, I hope, you will have fun learning and you will have a great time on Coursera, and our team will be there to support you at every step of the way. I'll close my demo and I'll invite, in case of any questions, our team can quickly answer those queries for you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Sika and Ms. Guspo, for the presentation about Coursera. That's very enlightening. Yeah, it's opened our mind about how we can use the Coursera so that our student can be prepared for the industry. Okay, so I will open the Q&A session. Either for the lecture or for the student. Kami persilakan Bapak Ibu untuk mungkin jika ada pertanyaan. Maybe we can use by raising your hand. Okay, so there's a question from chat. I will read it for you. Okay, this is from Mrs. Hendriani. Faculties medical that have already adopted Coursera collaboration and how they use ICANN to fund, especially in Indonesia. Faculties medical that have already adopted Coursera collaboration and how they use ICANN to fund specifically in Indonesia. Is that the question? Maybe I'm sorry if I misunderstood the question, Mr. Hendriani.
Ya, mungkin ya, untuk jelasnya, apakah sudah ada program di Fakultas Kedokteran di Indonesia kolaborasi dengan Coursera?
Oh, so is there any
bagaimana penerapan kurikulumnya?
With the medical faculty, ya Ibu ya?
Ya, jadi di Indonesia apakah sudah ada yang menggunakan kurikulum dengan dengan kolaborasi dengan Coursera? Terima kasih.
Terutama di medical faculty ya di Indonesia.
Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas mana misalnya? Jelas itu. Maaf saya karena dua on cam.
Nggih, matur nuwun Ibu. Nggih, matur nuwun Ibu. Okay, so Ms. Sika or Ms. Guspo, Mrs. Hendriani from medical faculty asks, is there any collaboration between Coursera and faculty medical in any university in Indonesia? Is there any already have collaboration with a faculty, medical faculty, or it's all about AI and everything? Is there
So
any collaboration?
I can take that, Bunaiza. Thank
Yeah.
you for the question. So essentially, we currently work with close to over 10 universities in Indonesia where we're working with different schools, right? So some of the common names, Universitas Indonesia, Universitas Atmajaya, Universitas Pembangunan Jaya, University of Surabaya. These are some of the names that I wanted to share with you. But we work with different schools within these universities, medical schools also being one of them, right? So if you're talking from a partnership perspective, yes, we work with universities where there are licenses available to students from different schools, including medical students, and they take up different courses and projects on Coursera. If you're talking from a content perspective, we currently work with two universities in Indonesia where there is content coming onto Coursera within different domains. Specifically, if you're asking whether we have content in the medical sciences from any of the Indonesian universities, that's something that I need to double check because there's a lot of content. There are over 13,000 courses on Coursera today. So I just have to double check and confirm to you if there are specific medical sciences related content coming from any of the Indonesian universities. But there is a huge catalog of medical content which is coming from universities around the globe, right? So Johns Hopkins, for example, which is one of the foremost institutions when it comes to medical studies related to medical sciences, there's a lot of content from Johns Hopkins on Coursera in the medical sciences. I hope that answers the question. Yeah?
Yes, yes. Okay, and we can understand the answer. Okay.
Okay,
Staff
Naisa.
Moderator? Okay, Propri silakan.
So my question is addressed to Mrs. Kumar. Recently, Udinus started to cooperate with higher education because the intake of Udinus come from the higher educations. In Coursera, do you have any special courses who can be assessed by higher education students? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pakrusit, for the question. So if I understand correctly, you're asking about courses. When you say higher education, which domain are you specifically referring to? Is it engineering or management?
Whatever course is suitable for the higher education students.
Yes, yes. All right. So just bear with me one moment. Shikha, if you have the MBA in a box curation available perhaps somewhere on the desktop readily, if you can bring that up, that would be helpful, please. So I'll give you a
I
bit
need
of
to.
context. Okay. Or maybe any of the courses there. So the reason I'm requesting this from Shikha Pakrustit is there is a lot of specializations and courses which are specifically relevant for students pursuing higher education because they are
Okay.
at an intermediate or advanced level of proficiency, right?
Mhm.
So when we talk about undergrad students, the nature of content and the nature of projects is at a relatively, I won't say a lower level of proficiency, but
Yeah.
the complexity is
Yeah.
relatively easier, right?
Yeah.
For a
Yeah.
postgraduate student, for example, management students that are pursuing a master's in business administration, for example, and they're doing their post-graduation in management, there are a lot of courses that we have curated for them. So if you look at this particular curation, we call this MBA in a box, where we have selected courses and specializations within each of these different domains.
Mm.
And we've given a semester-wise breakdown, right? This is just a reference. So, for example, these are some of the core courses that are there, which any management student has to take. And then there are electives and specializations on top of that, right? So if you look at some of the specializations below, data science being one. So management student that specializes in data science. or a management student that specializes in finance. So these are at a more advanced level of proficiency. And these are meant to address higher education students, right? These all
Yeah.
come from universities and industries, and these all are quite rigorous when it comes to the learning effort required.
Thank you, Mrs. Kumar.
You're welcome.
Okay, is there any more question from either lecturer or a student? Apakah ada pertanyaan lain Bapak Ibu ataupun teman-teman mahasiswa boleh? Bagaimana memanfaatkan Coursera? Okay, Mrs. Kusbo, I want to ask about can we start the module from zero? I mean, like for instance, I'm from communication, and I want to learn about other thing about communication, like maybe coding or something about digital or whatever. Can I do that, or it has to be in line with communication and everything?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not, Bunaiza. So that's one of the beauty of the current enrollment, the current access that faculty and students at Udinus have. You have access to the entire enterprise catalog. So when you go to your learning programs that you have been invited to, faculty members, of course, don't have any limitation. But for students, I'm talking about students, when they go to their learning programs, at the top of the homepage, they will see some mandatory courses which have been selected and handpicked by the faculty because they are in line with their learning objectives for that particular semester, right? So, for example, there are some students that will see a machine learning specialization from IBM, which is mandatory for them to complete this semester. But they also have access to the entire catalog. So, what that mandated courses mean is that you will earn credits from this. So, if you don't complete this, there will be penalties, right? So, this is your first priority. But after you complete this, you have access to the entire catalog. If you want to learn something in, let's say, languages or something in communications or something in business, it doesn't matter whether you're an engineering student or a management student or a medical sciences student, you can take up any of the courses or projects from the catalog. You just have to go, select the course, search for the course, select it, enroll into it, and you can take it. And of course, there'll be no credits for it. It's something that you're doing for your own learning in your own time, right? But students have access to the entire catalog. And no, you're not limited by the domain as such. So if you're from communications and you want to learn something from humanities, that's absolutely fine. In fact, we encourage that because that signals to us that you're interested in your own multidisciplinary skills advancement, right? So that's a great thing to do.
I see. Okay, thank you for the answer.
Most
Okay,
welcome.
is there any more question, Bapak Ibu? Apakah ada pertanyaan lain? Atau kita akan wrap up untuk event ini? Okay, so I guess there's no more question, and I guess we just excited to start there because as I can see from the live demo, there's a lot of option that we can choose, and I can imagine how the student will use this to improve their skill, so that we can, after we graduate or after the student graduate, they can not only fresh graduate with the title in only on their field, but also have certification on other soft skill or even hard skill. So yes, thank you very much for Mrs. Kusbo Kumar and also Mrs. Sika for the explanation about how the Coursera will work for the student, and of course for us, for the lecturer also. Well, I guess because there's no question and answer, I will wrap up the event today. It is our opportunity, all the students, all the students, this is our opportunity, this is your opportunity to unlock the future, just like the title of the event, unlock the future, because the future is now. Okay, so you can do the certification and all skill. Okay, so before we close the event today, maybe we can take a picture together. So maybe all of you, all the participants in this Zoom, can open the camera, and we're gonna do the picture together. Maybe Miss Chinan or Mr. Farid can help me with the picture. Okay, so open the camera, everybody. Open the camera and okay. So we're gonna take a picture 3 times. Yeah, is that fine, Mrs. Chinan? Okay, we're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
take picture first. Okay, give us the bright future smile. Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, next the second time. Okay, give me that smile. 3, 2, 1. And for the last one, maybe we can do this because this is the
Okay,
symbolic
thumbs up.
of Udinus. Yeah, this is Polke, Jempol, and okay. So this is the symbolic of Udinus. Okay, can we do this together? Okay, so
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, nice.
Okay, thank you very
Bonanza,
much.
if I can suggest one more. So we also have a symbol at Coursera, and it's like this, the
I love
letter
it.
Sure,
C.
for sure.
Yeah.
So let's do the letter C.
C.
So do the
C.
C,
Okay.
letter C, Coursera.
C,
Okay,
like
All
like
right.
this.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much.
much. So,
Wonderful. Thank you.
terima
Thank
kasih
you,
kepada
everyone, for your
seluruh
active participation. And we are very excited to start off this partnership today. Have fun learning. If you have questions, please ask us. Use this opportunity because this is your platform, right? You are the learners. Ultimately, we are here to make sure that you're learning something new when you're going out into the world. So please utilize this opportunity. And if you need any support, our team is here to help you out.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And of course, thank you very much for the collaboration. So, lastly, I want to thank all of you to join this event and let's together unlock the future. Okay, I'm Naiza Rosalia signing off. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice day. Good afternoon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for